And suspended High Court Judge Joseph Mutava and his lawyer Philip Nyachoti are expected to address the press, or actually addressing them right now, after the tribunal investigating his conduct yesterday recommended that he be removed from office for gross misconduct. The tribunal found Mutava guilty of allocating himself the file on the Goldenberg matter without the knowledge of the judge on duty. He had also proceeded to write a judgment in a case where he was being investigated and sought to influence a ruling. Now, the report was presented to President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday by the tribunal led by its chairperson, Justice David Maraga. The press are now going on. Let's just listen in.
And we base this on what happened in ICC Kenya case, that recanted evidence cannot be used against the accused person. And so my client is aggrieved and intends to appeal, but with lots of respect, tremendous respect to the judiciary and to the members of the tribunal, and most important, to His Excellency the President. We have respect, lots of respect for His Excellency the President. And one of the reasons that we are appealing is because the Constitution did not allow the President to appoint the 7 members outside 14 days that are prescribed by law. If you realized, the tribunal had to give its decision within 14 days. Within 14 days, having concluded the proceedings. They had to do it within 14 days. So there cannot be an exception that the appointment could have been outside 14 days and they assume jurisdiction. It's ironical, and it does not make sense. So those are some of the points we'll be taking to the Supreme Court in the next few days. So all that I want to emphasize is that we respect the judiciary, we respect the President, but we are appealing against the decision. Most important is, without going to the merits of the decision that was given by the tribunal, you cannot say that the judge did not solicit for 2.5 million. You acquit him of soliciting for 2.5 million. Then you say he was trying to influence another judge to deliver a judgment in favor of a party. So those are some of the issues we will be raising in the Supreme Court. But for now, I want to assure you that we will fight this to the end of the road. It will not be left hanging, because it's unfair. We are aware. I'm talking as a lawyer now, not on behalf of my clients. We are aware of some judges who have committed more serious crimes, more serious things than the allegations which were laid against my client. But that aside, my client will fight this to the end of the road. We will not relent, we will not give up until we are told by the Supreme Court that it's all finished, and that will be the end of the road. We applied to go to the Supreme Court some time back, and that's why this tribunal was held in abeyance for 3 years. But some members of the Supreme Court were anti the judge. So we decided to go for the tribunal. But now some of them who are against our clients are out. We are going to the Supreme Court when it's constituted. In the next 7 days, 6-7 days, we shall file our appeal. As you can see, my team is working very hard on it. We shall file our appeal to the Supreme Court, and I'm convinced that my client will be acquitted. Why am I saying so? There were 13, if you look at this report, there were 13 complaints against the judge. They reduced to 3. Now they have been mutilated into 1.5. We believe that in the Supreme Court, the 1.5 will be finalized. We uphold the rule of law. We uphold the Constitution, but justice must be done. You cannot sacrifice one individual because of crimes committed by very many individuals. Thank you so much. I don't have much to say unless there is any question.
I have a question. Two questions actually. You say the tribunal had no jurisdiction to rule over anything because all complaints have been withdrawn. Did you try to file that application during the time the tribunal is going on? And secondly, you say Mutava continues to be a judge until this is heard by the Supreme Court. Does this mean that he continues with his duties as a
The first question, we filed an objection when the tribunal started. And in fact, if you look at the report, they gave a ruling on the 30th of March 2016 and overruled us. They said they have jurisdiction. So that one we did and we overruled. And that's one of the points we are taking to the Supreme Court.
Excuse me.
So what I was saying is we took up the issue by filing a preliminary objection before the tribunal started, and we were overruled on 30th of March 2016. They said they have jurisdiction. The second point, under Article 168, Sub-Article 8 of the Constitution, once we file our appeal to the Supreme Court, the judge stays in office until the Supreme Court rules whether the tribunal was correct or not.
why do you say that the tribunal had no jurisdiction?
I mean, once the complainants who appeared, there were 3 complainants. One was Ministry of Industrialization. The other one was ISPC. The other one was Ngati and Associates. Once they withdrew their petitions, then what do you have to hear? But then these people who withdrew their petitions did not appear to testify.
Okay, so the three allegations you say were proven, you disagree?
Definitely, they were not proven. They are not proven at all. There's no way you can say you mutilate an allegation. You say you solicited for a bribe to influence a judgment. Then on the other hand, you say you try to influence a judge on the same case. It does not make sense. I think that is an issue we'll be taking to the Supreme Court, and it will not be right for me to comment on it at the moment.
There was a High Court case which you filed as the tribunal hearings are going forward. What happened in that case?
We kept it in suspense, and the reason why we decided to keep it in suspense is because we wanted to come to a clear and complete completion of this matter. As opposed to piecemeal installment litigation, we decided that we want to have the tribunal listen to us. Let's hear their decision. So the case is in abeyance, but we'll have it withdrawn because it has no relevance anymore.
And the grounds for that case were?
That the court, the tribunal, overruled our preliminary objection. that they had no jurisdiction. So we'll take the issue up with the Supreme Court.